Good morning. So today we're going to discuss the object-oriented programming, continuation to the previous class. So in the previous class we had discussed what is object-oriented programming, and we discussed procedural versus object-oriented programming. After that we discussed about some object programming concepts like abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, these concepts. So today we're going to discuss about these concepts of objects and classes, and we discuss about some what is UML class diagram, and after that we discuss about some examples. So so here what is meant by classes and objects is, for example, before the person is going to build a car, real world car, he will on a paper he will draw the sketch of that. So here the blueprint of this but real world car is drawn on the paper. So what is meant by class is nothing but a blueprint or a model or template. So what is an object is the instance of that particular thing, that is real world entity of the particular. So this particular object is developed based upon this particular class only. So based upon this particular sketch or model on the paper, we have built this particular object. So that is what. But so what is object is, object will have that particular based upon the class. It contains some information. So what kind of, how the window of the particular car will be there, how the tire should be there, what is the size of the car, everything will be depend upon the class specification. So class will give you the specification and details about the that particular object. So simply the objects implementation can be done through the classes. So now for example, here I have a buildings are there, but whatever the buildings I am going to build, I have a blueprint of my particular building is there. The architecture or model of the particular building is based upon that one, where the rooms will be there, where the kitchen will come, where the general garden will come. So what are the storeroom? So where the toilets, office room, everything will be on the paper. Based upon the particular model architecture only, we can build the houses. So simply, what is a class is? The class is nothing but a blueprint or a model or a template. Based upon the template, we are going to build the real world objects. Now, what is a class? Classes are constructs that define the objects of the same type. So classes are the constructs that define the objects of the same. So whatever the objects we're going to, for example, we're going to build up several cars. So these are all several cars made up in a particular class only. Same type. So class refers to a blueprint. That's what we discussed. Class refers to a blueprint, defines the variables and methods that particular object supports. Simply, what kind of the car, for example, you take a car, how the kind of objects are data variables means, for example, what kind of, it can have how many windows, how many tires, how many wheels are there, what is the engine. So what is that particular methods is, the car is running, car stopped, car is moving, car is stopped. So these are the behaviors of the particular car braking, speed up. So these are the methods. And for example, see here, here I have a class name called a circle, but what memory field, for example, radius is a field, and method is nothing but get area. If you want to know the get area, we have to know the radius. Based upon radius, we can calculate the that particular. So we can draw several kind of circles. For example, one circle with radius of 4, another circle with radius of 5. Circle is same. It's defining that circle. What the circle class is telling that it is having some radius. Then only it is a class circle. Then based upon the, if you know the radius, you can calculate the area. And what is the object? For example, object is nothing but an instance of a class. So for that particular one particular state, nothing but that particular object. So each object has a class which defines its data and behavior. Every object should have. So in object-oriented programming, every object should have a class which defines the data and behavior. So and every object is having both state and behavior. So the state defines the object and the behavior defines what the object does. So the state defines the object. What is that particular object is given by the state, and behavior specifies that what the particular object will be done. So see here, I have a template model class called as a circle template. So it's having some fields like radius and get area. Based upon that, I have created one object. So another object like that to create three objects. So this object is having so radius is fixed the data. So whatever the circle class object, whatever the for the circle class, we create an object compulsory should have a data field called as radius. But the values will be changed. So this particular circle with a radius of 10, so this particular circle with the radius of 25, so each and every particular one is having different radius, so different areas also will be there. So next, so for example, see this particular diagram. Here also, I have a car model. Based upon the model, I created several objects. So it may be a Mercedes car, it may be BMW car, it may be Audi car, but it should be car. So what the class car is telling is, so it's a car model should be like this only. It contains some. So based upon the model, you can create different varieties of cars. Here also. So here my class is a person. But what are the objects? Elia is one person. I am Dara is one person. I am Bharat is one person. So so objects are nothing but real entities. The class is so person is telling that he should have the hands, he should have some nose, he should have mouth, legs. So like that, some features are given by the class. So based upon the particular one, I have this part. So I am grouping these all Elia, Dara, Bharat under one umbrella called person. Why? Because that particular grouping information is given by my class. My class is telling that who is a person, the person should have some name, the person should have some two legs, and he is able should have a name, and he should have legs, he should have hands, mouth, nose, like that is called as a person. So based upon that information, I am grouping these all objects under single one umbrella. So class will group several objects together. So here also, so here I have a blueprint of the house. So based upon that, I have built this house and this house. So these are all these two objects are similar. That's why I'm bringing them together under this particular class. So class will group the objects together of same type. Here also, here I have a model. Here I have a model of the particular cool drink cap. So based upon that, I created several objects based upon that particular one. So here the different objects. So these all are similar. Who is grouping that this particular cap? The cap is the model. Based upon that, we created these all objects. So I previously told that the class should have specified the attributes and behaviors. So each and every class is a new data type. Simply understood, every class is a different data type. For that, we create the several objects. So a Java class uses variables to define the data fields and methods to define the behaviors. We are telling that every class should have some state and behavior. The state will be given by the data fields and behavior will be given by the methods. So additionally, a class provides a special type of methods known as constructors. A class will contain a special type of methods called as the constructor. So whenever you are constructing the objects, so these methods will be called. Whenever you are constructing, that is, whenever for a class, for example, if this particular object is creating a special type of method will execute, that method is I'm going to call it as a constructor. While the object is going to create a method will be invoked, that method we call as a constructor. The class will contain a separate method called as constructor. They will be invoked when the objects are created. So see here, a sample build template of how the class should be there. So in Java, if you want to write a class, create a class that should contain a first starting with a keyword called as class, then it should have a name. Here I give a name as circle. So the naming condition is the first letter should be capital. So after that, every class should have a state. The state will be given by what? Data variables. So the variables I declare a radius. The type of the variable is double. I am assigning a value 1.0. Just we discussed, we are having a special method in a class that is called a constructor. What is a constructor is the method of the name. The method of this, the name of the method of the part is same as class name. So any method in a class, any method in a class which is having a name of a class, then that method I am going to call it as a constructor. constructor is going to call. So about detail about constructors we will discuss in the coming classes. But what is our simply you need to know about our here what is a constructor is the method which contains the name of the class is called as a constructor. And here also I have another constructor is also there circle. And so it is receiving one parameter called as a radius. So and then I'm assigned to my radius variable. So after that here I have so behavior of that particular class will give me with a method. So here I have a method called as a get area, it returning a parameter called as a double. So this is how we can write a simple class. So remember once again, so you should start if you want to write a class, how you have to write a class is the model is the first keyword you would have to write a with the keyword called as class. After that you need to mention the skill. That is the name of the particular class. After that contain the variables your state your variables given by the state it should contain the methods. So like this we need to build a class. The class will build based upon the data fields and methods. So just we're discussing what the class will contain is nothing but class members, popularly called as the class members. A class should contain three things that may should be one is a fields, that is nothing but a variables, methods, it may be constructor or it may be a normal method, or a class may also contain nested classes or nested. What is nested class, nested database? We'll discuss later. So what is meant by class members is so whatever the things are there in the inside a class is called as the class members. We should have three types of class members, that is the fields, methods and nested classes and nested interfaces. So now we are going to know how to create an object, how we can create an object for a class. We know how to write a class, but now how to create an object for the particular class I will show here. So if you want to create an object for a class, how we need to do that is so we need to write a class name. We need to write a class name. Then after that we have to specify your object name. Then is equal to. Then we need to use special operator called as a new operator. The new operator will allocate the memory. Then after that we need to specify again the class name and whatever the arguments if you want to pass those arguments we need to pass. So by writing a simple program I will show you how to write a class and how we need to create a object. So just see this particular simple program here. Now I am creating a simple class called as a student class. I am creating a simple class called as the student class, and the student class is having some simple variables. We are having the variables like int roll number. So the data state will be defined by the variable. Just we discuss int roll number, and the student is having his name. So for that we need to use the date special date. What is meant by why I am using so string name. And also he is having some address is also string, and the person is also, and he's having some what for example if you want to store his grade string grade. So like this, here I have mentioned the properties of this particular class student. Now, well, we should have some methods. For example, if you want to print this all information, I need to have the some method is there, print data. So this particular class is having a method that is print data and print data and just to print that. So here in the Java programming language if you want to print anything like printf, here we need to use a simple statement system.out.println. So here I am printing only, for example I'm printing only roll number. So roll number I directly give a no need of percentage in nothing. So simply I have created one simple class. So every class should have, I will add this, every class should have start with a name called as a class. Then after that we have to specify the name of the class, that is student. Then what the class should contain, the fields I am created. Then after that I am created the method. Now how we need to create object, just we will discuss here. So like in C programming language we have a main method. Here also Java contains a special method called as public static void. Why we are writing public static void, main, string observe, these are all things we will discuss later. But here just we will know how to write this particular thing. So now what I am simple, how we create an object for it. What is the name of the class? Student. So what is the object I am giving is S1. So name is your intention. Whatever the name you can give. And after what I have told you have to use a new operator. New student of. So like this we will create object for the class. Now we need to call the method to print a particular data with the help of the object. So here I have an object called as, what is the object name? S1. And after that I am calling the particular method print data. So like this, now I have done the whatever the, but if we need to assign some data, so here I'm assigning the int roll number is equal to some 511, and I'm assigning the name is equal to Ramu. So it is double, so we have more than one character, we need to use string. If you're having single character, then you can use thing. So address, for example, Kavali, and for example your grade, so here where we can use char. So char grade is equal to, so for example is having a grade A grade, so then you can put in the single quotes, put semicolon. So now I have created everything. Now we need, so try to print all these information. Just we are printing roll number only. Now I am printing roll number, and also I am printing name, and after that I am also printing, after that I am printing address. So next after that we're also printing grade. So like this we have written a simple our first Java program. So first of all how we have written this is, first of all we have created a class variable name. Then after that we need to specify the class name. Then after that write your members, data members, then write the method to access the members. Then after that write the main method, and after that for your class create the object. Then the call, with the help of the object, call the method. So between your object name and method name put the dot. So like this way. Now how to save the program? The program should be saved with a name. What is your class name? Student. So then your particular so now where you need to save also, for example in D drive. So I have created a separate folder called as programs. So in the programs I am creating this particular saving this particular program. So what is the name you should give is, so our class name is student. So then save that particular name with an extension .java. So like your Microsoft Word file save the .doc, here Java files will be saved with the extension called as the .java. So first of all class name .java. So each and every Java program will need to be saved with the, so here what I have done, maybe if you're not visible then I will show you. This program need to be saved with the file name student.java. Anyway, wherever you saved, there you need to save with the thing called a student.java. Then you need to, so where the program is saved, the program is saved in the D drive. Now for example how we need to go compile, for every program need to be compiled and executed, how the particular program need to be compiled and executed I will show you. So just go to your command running prompt and type a command called as cmd. It will open the command prompt. Now where we have saved D drive, go to your D drive and map to that particular, where I have saved that particular program, cd programs. So here my program is there. How we can compile the program is by using a command called as java c, and what is the program name we have given? Student. So the student.java. So program will be compiled by using a thing called as java c, that a command we need to pass. But here it is showing us the error. Why this particular error is, it is not able to understand where that particular Java compiler is located. So for that what you need to know is, already I have so shown you how to install the Java program. So once you install the Java, then just simply what you need to do is you need to copy this particular path. So basically that particular Java C is located in this particular C drive. We are having a program files will be there. In the program files, you have a Java folder. Within that, you are having JDK 1.8. There you are having a bin folder. Now see here, the Java C is located. So Java C is located. Simply what I can do is I will make a lot. Then you can see. So this particular Java C, wherever whatever the command we are using for the execution, it is available in this particular thing. So here I have the Java C. So just copy this particular. Just click here and click on copy. Copy that particular path. Come to command prompt and just paste it here. And before that, what the simply you need to do is here we need to use a separate command called as set path is equal to. Why? Because this particular, so your operating system will not know where the Java software located. So for that reason, you need to do this particular command set path is equal to c colon program file slash. So this particular, then Java, the operating system will understand, okay, Java will be available. Now if I issue this particular command Java C, then your program will be successfully compiled. So it is showing some error. So what the error is here is, so like this the errors will be shown. So how we can rectify the error is, what is the mistake I done? Here I use the G, capital G, but I'm so small G. Then the char should be small. So it is not should be, so char. So that's why automatically blue color. If it is already available, it is already available built-in data, it will shows with some color. So char and the mistake I have covered. Now come here, the command prompt. Just again recompile the program. Now the errors will be. Now how we can execute the program is type the command Java. Then after that type your program name. Don't specify .java. At the time of executing your program, just give your thing only, program name only. You are not need to specify the extension. Then automatically the program will be compiled. See here, all the details, whatever the details we have given, so those all the information will be automatically printed. So we are able to see this particular output. So it is showing us 511 Ramu, Kavali, the information is automatically shown. So like this. So again I will repeat how we need to compile the program is we need to compile the program by using Java C command. After that you need to specify your program name dot Java. So initially it is not able to know whether your Java program is compile is available. That's why it shows the error. After that what you need to do is simply use this particular command set path is equal to, then specify where your Java software located. Look at for this particular thing, where your JDK is. Copy that particular path, specify to the set path. Then after that, you need to again execute your program. How you can execute a program is recompile your program. After that, if there is no errors, you can straight away you can execute the program. What will be happen is here. Java, so how we can execute is by using the command called as Java. Then after you need to specify program name. Don't specify .java. Then automatically program will be executed and shows the output. This is how you can compile a Java program and execute it. So by this we complete this. So this was small part. So like this, here I created a object. So how you, so in this particular program you are understood how a class should be created, how the for the class the object will be created. This information we have just understood this particular program. So you can also try different programs. So try for a person also. So now next topic is how we can represent this particular classes in terms of some diagrammatically. So there is a subject called as UML, Unified Modeling Language. So we use this particular Unified Modeling Language for the purpose of representing the your classes. So for example, if your class name is circle, you should have this. So we use rectangle. Inside rectangle, the first portion is given for the class name, and second portion is given for your data fields, and third portion is given for your constructors and methods. So in the previous diagram, we are previous slide, we are having this particular class will be there. This particular class we can represent pictorially, like a program can be represented by using flowchart. Here in Java, the classes will be represented by this kind of UML diagrams. So we have to use rectangle. The first part will represent your class name, second will represent your data fields, and third will portion will represent your methods. So once after that, so it is showing that for this particular circle class I have created. So for the circle class, object circle 1 is created. Between the class name and object name, we are showing the colon. The colon is separating class name and object. Again here, objects are present like this. So here I have a class, circle class object circle 2. And the data, whatever the specific data, whatever I'm having, radius is equal to 1.0 radius. So this is the representation for the object. So classes are representing with the help of this the thing, and objects are represented like this. So in the objects also we use rectangle, but the first portion will be given for object name colon class name. So this is how we can represent object and classes. So for the next up, before the upcoming class, you need to practice these all exercises. So try to understand these concepts very well, and after that practice the assignments, then automatically we get the elaborate knowledge about that particular topic. And thank you very much. So coming sessions we will discuss more concepts and more programs.